Ah, we're live. Whoa. Welcome in. What's up, everybody? My name is Mike, the Fantasy Hitman Wright. I'm from the Fantasy Footballers. How you doing? What's up? Instagram, Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Unite! With your powers combined, we are Sunday Live. What's up, everybody? Week 11. Welcome in. Sunday Live. We're all about last-minute advice, talk through some of the process, see how we're feeling on players, talk some last-second news as well. The news has not been as intense this particular week, unless you're looking at Adam Schefter's timeline. Oh, my goodness. What is happening over there? That dude is dropping absolute magma bombs. Ramsey, the Jags might want to trade him. Condoleezza Rice, head coach, applicant of the Browns. I mean, Schefter, hey, man, I'm not going to doubt him. That man's plugged in, but that's some hot fire coming from that timeline right now. So what's everybody? It is what it is. Let's get into some of these questions. We'll talk some of that news as it pops up, of course, because I guess the big news of the day is, in a shocking turn of events, A.J. Green is out. Because we didn't know that was going to happen. Freaking Marvin Lewis. My goodness. like it's being reported A.J. Green will be out until December. He might play this week. Be better. Be better than that. All right. Here we go. Alan wants to know. All right, we're getting right into it. Marlon Mack or Tyler Boyd in a PPR. I'm going to go with Boyd. It was not pretty last week with A.J. Green out. I had, the slightest concerns of Boyd. Okay, well, if the superstar's out, what's going to happen to Boyd? And it really happened to the entire Bengals offense, to be fair. But I'm still going to roll with him because of the PPR. And Mack against the Jags, I'm sorry. Yeah. Man, I got psyched out by the beep because I was looking for Brooks so I could blame him for not telling me to mute my computer, but he's not in here. I mean, it's my fault, but I like to blame Brooks. I'm gonna go with Tyler Boyd in that situation. Sean wants to know, is Theo Riddick a good play for flex? It better be a PPR. With Marvin Jones being out, no Golden Tate, Theo Riddick, I expect him to catch a few more passes, but I mean, I don't love it. I think it's a pretty desperate play, and personally, I would try to stay away from it if possible. Steve wants to know, Keenan Allen with the injury, he popped up on that injury report, or Kenny Golladay this week in standard. Oh, man, that's tough. What do you believe about Kenny Golladay? Do you believe that Kenny Golladay is actually so smooth that he is an alpha beast in that offense now that Marvin Jones is out and they're playing with scrubs at the wide receiver position? Kenny Golladay is really the only established presence. Will he dominate? Will he be the man? Michael Roberts, tight end, is also out. I mean, Kenny Golladay should see some serious work. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go right to the rankings for this one. We got Kenny Golladay checking in at 16 currently. I do have Keenan Allen right at 12 though. That's not a huge enough gap to say like the process for sure says you got to play Keenan Allen, but I would play Keenan Allen if it came down to it, where the rubber meets the road. That's what they say, isn't it, baby Josh? Of course. Oh, a good car analogy for this fantasy football podcast. Oh, Sunday morning. What a time to be alive. I mean, it's getting chilly here in Arizona. There's apparently snow in the rest of the country. I don't even understand that. Is it snowing from where you are from? Where you hearken from? Yes. Are you happy to be out of the snow? Yeah. He misses the snow. That's a weirdo. All right. Toru wants to know Anthony Miller or DJ Moore in the flex. Oh, man. DJ Moore, it's been disappointing after what looked like the breakout game. I mean, the snaps are still up. DJ Moore is still absolutely in play. Meanwhile, Anthony Miller has that tough matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. Will the shadow coverage of Rhodes on Allen Robinson, will that funnel a bit more of the target work to Anthony Miller? It's certainly possible. Goodness. I mean, DJ Moore, the matchup for him is far greater, but I would play Anthony Miller at this point. DJ Moore is just, he's so hot and cold, while I think Anthony Miller is safer in rising. So when I'm looking at a guy like that, they both have upside. DJ Moore's upside is a little bit greater, but I'm going to go with Anthony Miller because of the upside combined, little sprinkle of being safe. That's how I'm going to do it. All right. The bro from somewhere, Allen Robinson or Sammy Watkins. He has no backup plan. Oh, how the tides have turned when myself and Brooks on the podcast on Friday kept preaching. If you're going to play Sammy Watkins, you better have a backup plan. Oh, no. I don't need a backup plan. I'm Andy and Jason. I spit in the wind. I tug on Superman's cape. Ha-ha! I mean, I don't know why I'm celebrating that small victory. It's a weird thing to be very, very happy about. But you got to go with Allen Robinson, man. I don't like the matchup, like I said, against Xavier Rhodes and the Minnesota Vikings. But if you got no backup plan for Sammy Watkins, you take what points you get from Robinson, and you like it. I mean, hopefully they're good. I don't mean to sound mean. All right. Tyler says he's on a beach. He wants a shout out. Hi, Tyler. Shout out. What is the purpose of the shout out? Hey, shout out. It just feels good. Just nice little boost to the ego. What's up, Tyler? I see you on a beach. I wish I was on a beach, but I'm in this studio talking about fantasy football while you're on a beach. You want me to shout you out? You shout me out from the beach. It's ridiculous. Lee wants to know John Brown or Corey Davis in a standard league. All right, I guess that's the other big piece of news. Lamar Jackson is confirmed. He will be the starting quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens after those shenanigans. Quarterback shenanigans all week. Getting that massive advantage. We don't know if Flacco's going to play. Maybe Robert Griffin. But Lamar Jackson's going to play. Robert Griffin apparently will be sprinkled in 2 quarterback sets. I guess they really, really like those plays that they've been drawing up for Lamar where he rushes and gets a few yards because the defense is not tricked by it. Having said that, you're playing John Brown or Corey Davis. I'm going to go with Love Mariota and company, the entire company of the Titans offense. And you gotta. I think John Brown is still okay. Like if you're scrambling, going, oh crap, John Brown or Bubkiss off of the waiver wire. I couldn't pull a name. Or just some garbage waiver wire player. Just play John Brown. But if you got an option like Corey Davis, that's how I'm going to roll. Bill wants to know, Brooks, are you watching this? I want to know that too. I don't know what Brooks does when I'm in here. Me and Baby Josh are working our butts off. By that, I mean me, and Baby Josh just sits there sipping water, answering a few questions about snow when I ask him. You're useless, Baby Josh. You're useless. Al wants to know, Jordan Howard or Lamar Miller? Oh, gross. Oh, I'm so sorry. My condolences to your team for this week. I have them both outside of the range of running back 2. I have Lamar Miller slightly ahead. Look, I think Lamar Miller, I think the volume will return to him, and so you'll at least have the floor. Jordan Howard, I don't know what's going on with the Chicago Bears and Jordan Howard. they just keep moving away from him more and more. The matchup against the Vikings, that's a really, really tough one for a running back who's just the grinder. And despite all those fuzzy, warm feelings we got from 5-target Jordan Howard at the beginning of the season, those targets have evaporated into thin air. Jordan Howard is simply a 12-touch rushing guy. So if he doesn't score, you're going to be really, really disappointed. And because of that, I'm going to go with Lamar Miller, who can score as well. Brooks has finally joined us. Welcome back. Welcome back, Brooks. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sam, flex, Amari Cooper or Kerryon Johnson in a full-point PPR. Amari Cooper, boom, my start of the week at the wide receiver position. Oh, that's a very, very difficult question. Currently, Kerryon Johnson is my running back 16 on the week. That would be in half points PPR, so he should get an even bigger bump in a PPR because of the absence of Marvin Jones and the pass-catching ability of anyone on that team other than Kenny Golladay and Theo Riddick. Amari Cooper is he's in a very good spot. He's my wide receiver 19. So because of that, I'm going to go with Kerryon Johnson. The ankle injury has me a little bit spooked, but he still played through it. 20-plus opportunities this past week with the multi-touchdown game. I'm going to roll with Kerryon Johnson. Hope he gets 4 receptions or so. Juan wants to know Tyler Boyd or Dalvin Cook in a PPR. I think this is the week. Hey, if you've been holding on to Dalvin Cook, week 11, that's his time to shine. Oh, it's been a long season for Dalvin Cook fantasy football players, but I do think that this is the time where he finally establishes himself back. Not that he wasn't established. Takes back, I should say. He reclaims the throne of the Minnesota Vikings starting running back, but in a PPR, the matchup against the Bears for Dalvin Cook or Tyler Boyd in the PPR. That's a very, very difficult question. I'm going to go with Tyler Boyd, though. I think he's going to be a little bit safer for you in the PPR. Hezurper. HJRPJ. What do you guys think? Hezurper? What is that? Hezurper. Or Zerpachi. And then it goes with the all caps. Josh Adams or Anthony Miller. What? Oh, what is that? It's too early for this, man. Too early for that kind of a shouting. Anthony Miller. Anthony Miller for me. Josh Adams, my pick. If you're in an Eagles running back fantasy football league, Josh Adams is your guy. But other than that, no. Look, maybe he scores a touchdown and you're super happy that you played Josh Adams, but no. Thomas says he needs Lamar answers. So Lamar Jackson is currently sitting at quarterback 18 for me. He has massive upside, which is why we talked about stashing him. It's pretty frustrating for fantasy that Baltimore didn't come out and say right away, Flacco's hurt. He's going to be out. Lamar Jackson's the guy. Or at least say, if Joe Flacco can't go, Lamar Jackson will be the guy. I know that may sound small, that the team hasn't committed to, or verbally committed, and it freaks me out. But we don't know what the split will be. We don't know how much Robert Griffin's actually going to play. And if Robert Griffin comes in and takes away 4 to 5 of those plays where it would normally be a Lamar Jackson running play, that sucks. I mean, that really takes away from what Lamar Jackson's floor is all about. So that's why he's down there. And if the team had said, okay, Lamar Jackson, you're the guy, full-time starter, I think he would have ended up maybe 13-14 for me and right in that fringe quarterback 1 area. But instead, I don't want to play him. if you want to pound your chest and be in on the ground floor saying, I started Lamar Jackson in his first game ever, in his first start ever, okay, go for it. I'm not going to do it. Of course, I could run into this question here from C. Dotson, Lamar Jackson or Stafford. I would play Lamar Jackson. Oh, the world is a funny place to live. I have Lamar Jackson 2 spots higher than Matt Stafford. Like I said, Lamar Jackson carries risk, a huge amount of it, but Matthew Stafford against Carolina with a triage at the wide receiver position, other than Kenny Golladay, no thank you. Lamar Miller or Marlon Mack? I've got Marlon Mack slightly ahead of Lamar Miller. Oh, Caden Crum, he had the same question of Stafford, Lamar Jackson, but this guy said it's a crucial game, and he needs to win. It's crucial for everyone, Caden. It's crucial for me. It's crucial for Brooks. Brooks, do you have any crucial matchups this week?
Oh, yeah. All of them.
Everything is important in fantasy football. Next question, Ross, says Ben Roethlisberger or Ryan Fitzpatrick. I understand your question because these guys are back-to-back in my rankings. I'm talking quarterback 10 for Big Ben, quarterback 11 for Ryan Fitzpatrick. What's interesting about these particular two, if you're going to go head-to-head, Big Ben on the road against Jacksonville. I know he crushed them at home, had a monster game in the playoffs last year. That was a little different. And you got Ryan Fitzpatrick, who could be benched at any moment. You just never know. I'm not calling for Ryan Fitzpatrick to be benched. Obviously, I got him at quarterback 11. I think that he's a mighty fine start. Oh, goodness. If I had both of these guys, though, I would start Big Ben. This isn't just binary, he's one spot ahead of my rankings, I would go with him. It's with weighing everything involved in those two quarterbacks, that's the way I would go. I would go with Big Ben. Tonster, 869, Willie Snead or T.J. Jones? That you go talk to Caden, Mr. Everything is so important. Look what this guy's doing. Look what Tonster has to deal with about your question about Lamar Jackson. This guy's in the trenches. My goodness. Willie Snead or T.J. Jones? You got to go with Willie Snead, man. The matchup is solid. The quarterback play may not be solid as far as passing the ball, but I'm going to go with Willie Snead over T.J. Jones. Slaughter wants to know turkey or ham. Oh, you gotta go with that. Honey glazed ham. That's why Thanksgiving sucks. It's a garbage holiday. At FF Hitman on Twitter, if you wanna at me about my Thanksgiving takes. Hey, we're about in the middle of the show. Want to thank everyone for showing up for Sunday Live. All yous want to remind you about jointhefoot.com, our Patreon community. Get super, super cool stuff for helping support the show. We're independent, so, I mean, you really do help the show go. And you get cool stuff. I mean, like an extra show every week. Flex rankings, our start-sit tool with up to 4 players. Just all sorts of really, really cool stuff. I mean, Brooks, how cool is it?
Amazing. Super cool.
This is not a very good endorsement over there, Brooks. I mean, you gotta be hyped. You gotta be excited.
Woo!
Thank you. Oh, you hear that woo? Oh man, that's good. And also, look, I know you're getting fatigued. I'm getting fatigued about it too. But Foot Clan vote, we gotta push through. We need your support, Foot Clan, for that iHeartRadio Podcast Award. We want to take it down. Next question from Jacob says, Watkins or Kerryon Johnson? Ah, yes. A freebie, as we call it in the Sunday Live biz. That's Kerryon Johnson. Can't play Sammy Watkins unless you have a backup plan. Oh, Aguay wants to know Jeff Hireman or Trey Burton in a PPR. I get the excitement for Hireman after the game before the bye, so 2 weeks ago, when he was just an absolute target machine. That first game with Demaryius Thomas out. But I'm still going to play Trey Burton over him. Mitch Trubisky's just been playing far too well, despite the gross matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to go with Trey Burton. Ricardo wants to know Austin Hooper or Evan Engram. That one is a lot closer to me. I have Evan Engram as my start of the week at the tight end position. Austin Hooper is inside my top 10. I don't generally like him there or ever feel comfortable with him there because he has a tendency to just disappear and get 2 to 3 targets and 2 to 3 receptions. Meanwhile, Evan Engram in my algorithm can't stop climbing. I mean, everything is there for Evan Engram. The matchup against Tampa Bay, the over-under, the implied team total, like everything, fantasy points against the position. It's so juicy for Evan Engram. Engram, please don't screw this up for me. I need you, buddy. And really, this message is for Eli Manning. Stop being an idiot and throw the ball to Evan Engram. The dude's good. That dude saved your butt last year, and your reward is you don't use him until the last 2 minutes of games. Eli Manning. You jerk. I don't know. I'm making assumptions about him as a human being because he won't throw the ball to my tight end. Oh, what a world. What a time to be alive. Jay Mitchell wants to know Trey Burton versus Jack Doyle. I'm going to go with Trey Burton. As far as the process of Jack Doyle versus Eric Ebron, I got Jack Doyle slightly higher in my rankings because I trust the process. I trust snaps. I trust targets. I trust opportunity. I don't trust Eric Ebron 3-target, 2-touchdown man. He lives in a house of cards, and it will come crumbling down. Maybe. I don't know. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. TVU says, what's up, Mike? Hope all is good. Oh, it's not good. It's fantastic. Fantastic. His question is the flex PPR, Theo Riddick or Sterling Shepard. You got to go with Sterling Shepard there. Last week was a bit of a buzzkill for Shepard, but he's actually been pretty solid on the year. And everything I said about Evan Engram, that holds true for Sterling Shepard as well. Matchup, implied team total, everything is great for Sterling Shepard, and him and Engram, I think, are really set up to succeed of attacking Tampa Bay right in the middle of the field with the short passing game. So I would go with him over the possibility of Theo Riddick. Williams just says, is Sammy Watkins out? No, he's not out yet, but he plays Monday night. I consider him doubtful. Do we have an actual update, Brooks? Brooks, I want you to know this. They can't see you shaking your head no. They can only see my fabulous face and this incredible hair. That's all they can see.
He's still questionable. That's all we got.
Thank you, Brooks. Brooks, is this guy doubtful? All right, moving along. Matthew Floyd wants to know Greg Olsen or Eric Ebron. Got to go with Greg Olsen, man. I mean, the dude's been playing pretty well. And like I said, House of Cards for Eric Ebron. A House of Cards is, look, I mean, they can be beautiful. They can be absolutely incredible structures that are breathtaking architecture. But then one errant sneeze and everything is terrible. That's what I'm saying about that. Austin wants to know Eli Manning over Trubisky with a bunch of weird emoji smiley faces. It's kind of weird. It's got like a fat neck. I don't know what's going on there. I like it. It's weird, but I like it. Hey, Austin, Eli Manning or Trubisky? Eli Manning is in a very, very good spot, but I'm going to stick with Mitch Trubisky. He's at least at home in the Minnesota matchup, and the only time that in the past 6-7 weeks that Mitch Trubisky has crapped your fantasy team is when his defense scored twice. Every quarterback, if your defense scores twice, they are going to suck. I'm getting the hand here. Oh, that's the 5. Brooks! I thought he wanted a high five in the middle of the show, and I thought that's really irresponsible that you want me to get up and give you a high five. But no, it was a 5-minute warning. The show is almost done. We got to get into the rapid round. That's what he is saying. So before we get into the rapid round, once again, thank you for joining Sunday Live. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the Fantasy Footballers podcast. JoinTheFoot.com, that's the Patreon community, and FootClanVote.com as well. Let me gather myself. Next question for the rapid round. John Brown or Allen Robinson in standard. I'm going to go with Allen Robinson. Dalvin Cook or Mark. This is from Bill. Dalvin Cook or Mark Ingram in a full-point PBR. I am going to go with Mark Ingram. Nathaniel wants to know Keenan Allen or Kenny Golladay in a standard. I'm going to go with Keenan Allen. Brennan says Kerryon or Joe Mixon in a full-point PPR. Oof, that one's tough. I got to work. I can't wrap it around this one. I got to work it out. I have Kerryon Johnson literally one spot ahead of Joe Mixon in the rankings. The matchup for Mixon is bad against Baltimore. Divisional game on the road. The absence of A.J. Green, I think, affects Joe Mixon as well because it shuts down the offense. Oh, man. I'm going to go with Kerryon Johnson. I'm just going to take the home matchup. That's an extremely tough question. Good luck. I would go with Kerryon Johnson. Trey wants to know Moncrief or Kirk in a half-point PPR. Thanks for your help. So Moncrief should get the Joe Hayden experience. If you've been following the podcast, I've been mocked for saying that Joe Hayden is shutting people down, even though he has been. He's been killing people. Joe Hayden is shutting wide receivers down. And I fully expect Joe Hayden to be handling Dante Moncrief. You know, I love to slap the base. I just don't think that he can rise to the occasion, so I don't love Moncrief. Let's take a look at Christian Kirk at home against the Raiders, who, by the way, the Raiders team that's not tanking, they're going to be playing Brandon LaFell and Seth Roberts at wide receiver. I know injuries have forced this, but really? Really? Cool. I mean, congratulations on the overall number 1 pick, Mr. Gruden. I see right through you. Kirk, I think, is a safer play than Dante Moncrief. So that's the way I would handle it. Angel, using a weird camel casing. Some letters are capitalized, some are not. It's like I'm on a roller coaster of like Uzama or Seals Jones. I think I nailed that one. Full point PPR. I'm going to go with Ricky Seals Jones. Ooh. Yes, I did just back-to-back recommend 2 Cardinals players. I'm sorry, but I would. That's what I would do. Whoa. Oh, my screen's jumping all around. Brandon wants to know O.J. Howard or Jack Doyle. God, come on. You got to stay with O.J. Howard. Fitzpatrick had over 400 passing yards last week. It didn't work out that week for Howard. I get it. But 400 passing yards on the field, ton of opportunity. I'm going to go with O.J. Howard. Oh, my goodness, it's almost time to end the show. Tim says Eckler or Tyrell Williams in the flex. Go with Tyrell Williams. Nash, PPR. Kiki, who I just found out that I'm going to botch the pronunciation. I'm going to try my best. But Kiki's real full-length name is Key Vantani. Key Vantani. I mean, that name's freaking awesome. Kiki's a pretty solid name as well, but just wanted to point out that I learned this today, that his name is even cooler. His birth name is even cooler. So I've totally forgot what the question was. I'm so sorry. But someone said PPR Kiki or Josh Reynolds. I'm going to play Josh Reynolds in that high-powered Rams offense. Kiki is playing. Tyler Boyd or Amari Cooper at flex in a PPR. I'm going to go with Amari Cooper. Last question of the day goes to Tim. He says Cortland Sutton or Larry Fitzgerald. You got to take Larry Fitzgerald at home in a very, very juicy matchup against the Oakland Raiders. That is it. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope I answered some of your questions, got through some of the thoughts, helped you out. I know I learned a lot. I know that baby Josh learned a lot. And I learned that Brooks is not very excited to support the show at jointhefoot.com.
So untrue, Mike.
Hey, well, I'll see you tomorrow on the podcast. See you next week on Sunday Live. Never forget, take a look in that mirror. You're beautiful. Goodbye.